The time had come for the annual moose hunt. Birtwhistle and his hunting party prepared themselves to lock horns with the king of the forest.
Right, lads. Let's get going.
But I don't want to go into the forest.
Don't start making a fuss. We've got to have a beater.
But I don't want to. I want to go back to the home.
Get a move on. Otherwise, you won't get your teeth back.
The three friends and Jerry had gathered at Frank's house to play a nice board game.
I did not steal from the bank.
You did too. I saw you take 2,000.
I certainly did not.
What was that? The moose hunt has begun.
They shouldn't be allowed to shoot at those nice moose. Jerry, you're such a wimp.
Aren't you going to cry a little?
Yeah. There's one moose dead.
The three friends all agreed that they would go moose hunting when they grew up. An impressive-looking bull moose was scared off by the hunters just as he was flirting with some lovely moose cows. The moose spotted an open door and saw his chance.
What was that?
A moose!
What are we gonna do? I don't know. Do we have to do anything?
No, we don't. If we hide the moose in here while the hunt is going on in the forest, then it won't have to get shot. I know what to do.
Exclaimed Frank, full of satisfaction.
Let's go find Birtwhistle and tell him the moose is here. We're sure to get a reward for telling him.
No! Then Birtwhistle will shoot the moose.
That's the whole point, Ant Brain.
Jerry did what he could to stop them, but the life of the moose didn't count for much next to the tempting reward.
Out of the way!
Watch out.
No! No! You mustn't! It's murder!
Did you hear that, lads? A moose at home in the living room. That would be something, wouldn't it?
But it's true. All you have to do is come over and shoot it.
Okay, enough mucking about. Children shouldn't be running around in the forest when there's a hunt.
A moose!
A moose?
A moose! A moose! A moose!
Wait for me!
Cease fire. The moose has gotten stuck in the swamp. How awful, poor animal. I best call the rescue services. Thank goodness. That could have been bad. All right. Off we go again.
Wait for me!
Good, the moose is gone.
Frank noted with satisfaction when they returned from the forest. But Jerry was waiting in Frank's room with a surprise. A big surprise.
The moose! In my room! What's it doing in my room? I've hidden him there. Hidden him? Have you gone completely mad? Do you think I want to have a big crazy moose in my room? Besides, it stinks. Oh, please. Just until the hunt is over. Not on your life. Get it out of here now.
Demanded Frank. The question was how. The huge animal was imposing, to say the least, and they weren't too keen on the idea of going hand to hand with it. They decided that it was perhaps best to try and lure it out. Thomas pointed out that the moose was probably vegetarian, and that carrots would probably work better than sausages.
It's probably not hungry. We'll have to try something else.
Please, can't he just... Shut your trap!
If they couldn't lure it out, perhaps they could frighten it out of the house. But nothing helped. It seemed as if Jerry would have his way after all.
There's got to be a way.
Said Frank desperately. The three friends racked their brains, and after a while, Thomas came up with a more technical solution. After first having been quite frightened of the moose, they soon felt no fear at all.
There we go. Now put on the roller skate.
Now all they had to do was roll it out of the house.
Shouldn't we give him a helmet? Shut up, Jerry!
But the roller skates weren't made to carry a moose weighing several hundred kilos.
It seems completely out of it. Perhaps it's died. Of shock or something. No, I'm sure it's still alive. Look at this.
What? Moose doo-doo in my room! Now it's really going up! Mangy degenerate! I'll go mad!
At that moment, Jerry caught sight of Birtwhistle and the rest of the hunters on their way home from the forest.
Blast. No moose this year either.
The moose had been saved. Jerry could breathe again.
Hey, I know what we can try. If I stand outside and imitate a moose cow, then maybe he'll come.
A moose cow? What sort of an animal is that?
A girl moose, of course. And why didn't you tell us you could imitate a moose cow in the first place? Huh?
Never mind. Let him give it a go.
So, Jerry stood outside the door and bellowed out a loud moose cow call. Which got the moose moving. After wreaking havoc in Frank's room, the moose charged out of the house. And straight for the moose cow imitating Jerry.
Go away! I'm not a girl moose! You heard me, go!
The three friends stepped out into the rain after 2 hours of mental torture in the darkness of the cinema.
What a scary movie! Bah, it takes more than a stupid ghost to scare me. Oh no, Jerry! There's a fortune teller in town. I was going to throw some pine cones at her car. Do you want to come along?
No, I gotta go home and study for the history test tomorrow.
Oh no! Is it tomorrow? I know. We could ask the fortune teller for the answers to the test. It sure beats studying all night long.
Welcome to Madam Clairvoyant. I can tell you what's in store. Love, career, the stock market, and more. I can tell you what to choose. Heed my words, and you'll never lose.
We want the answers for tomorrow's history test.
I can tell you the answers that I see, but only for a rather handsome fee.
Jerry hadn't considered the cost.
What a stingy witch.
What a great idea, Jerry.
The diabolic poodle suddenly had to take a little stroll among the trees. Jerry had a new idea. If they could just borrow the crystal ball for a few hours, then they could ask it for the test answers themselves. But the fortune teller was soon back. The friends and Jerry ran for all they were worth.
Take my crystal? Well, off you run. You'll all perish under a searing sun.
The fortune teller's curse was ringing in their ears as they ran away. Linda, Mimi and Tess were on their way to Mimi's house to watch a video. They were done studying for the history test.
That was close. I didn't like that curse thing. Forget about it. Now what's the score with the history test?
It's simple. We asked the crystal ball for the answers to the test.
The girls had already forgotten about the video. They just couldn't miss this.
Hello, Ball. We want the answers to the history test. Come on. You don't know how crystal balls work, do you?
Oh, so you want help, you pitiful mortals.
Whoa.
The three friends and Jerry couldn't believe their ears. The crystal ball worked.
Ooh, do you want the answers to the test or not? Ooh, listen up. Ooh.
They learned more history that evening than they had done during the entire year.
That Napoleon chap was totally amazing. Did you realize that he was the inventor of the 3D glasses?
The next day at the test, the friends and Jerry had prepared crib sheets with all the right answers on them. Frank had his answers under his jacket. Frank soon regretted his tactics.
Frank, that jacket looks awfully warm. Aren't you going to take it off?
No, I'm finding it a little cold in here, actually.
As soon as the test was over, the sun came out, and for the first time in a long while, it got quite warm. The sunshine and the heat revived the entire town. But the temperature continued to rise, and rise, and rise. No one had ever seen anything quite like it.
Scientists from all over the country have yet to come up with an explanation for the unusually high temperature in the town. It's as if we have been cursed, say the suffering inhabitants.
Do you think it's the curse?
The friends were starting to get very worried.
You'll all perish under a searing sun.
There was only one thing to do. They had to return the crystal ball at once. As Frank had shrewdly pointed out that the fortune teller would instantly turn them all into maggots if she saw them, Jerry had to go by himself. Jerry survived, but the sun continued scorching. The following day, they got their tests back.
Not a single answer right?
I don't get it. No, James Bond wasn't the leader of the Russian Revolution. That crystal ball was completely useless.
Meanwhile, new meteorological observations reached the town.
Scientists have concluded that this weather phenomena strikes this area every 50 years. The inhabitants can feel safe and secure. In short, everything will be back to the way it was before.
The curse was just a bluff.
And so was the fortune teller and the crystal ball.
She won't get away with this.
They gave it close thought. What would be a fitting punishment for someone so evil?
I know. Let's pelt her with garlic bread. Garlic bread? We'll attack her with stink bombs and slingshots.
Ah! There you are, you thieves, you liars! You can't escape my burning fires!
Sure, that'll be fine, okay? See you on Thursday.
The PE teacher had just received a call from Heroes Weekly. They had heard about his years in Africa and wanted to interview him.
I must polish my cups and clean these instruments before the journalist comes.
But, darling, you did that yesterday.
It won't hurt to do it again. They're going to shine like the morning sun over the plains of Africa. Jerry, come here. Take a look at these instruments.
People play music on those weird things?
Oh, you should hear them. These instruments are completely different to those awful, squeaky electrical guitars. You see, I got these when I was on...
The PE teacher was normally not a sentimental man, but thinking of Africa, he became lost in his old memories.
As you all know, the National Rodent Exhibition will take place on Wednesday. Raymond is going to tell us a little bit about what's going to happen.
Raymond was the school's biology teacher.
As an introduction, I've brought my own little Benny, a Central African marrow nibbler. Are you ready?
He looks like Jerry.
I think he looks like Frank.
What? What did you say?
Just as angry, anyway.
I'm not angry.
As you can see, he's got long teeth, each as sharp as a chisel. It takes months of hard work to train a fantastic little animal like this one. Ouch! Naturally, you have to put up with a bite or two. You'll get to see many of his close and distant relatives on Wednesday. People from all over the country will be bringing their little friends.
And the school has been asked to arrange some nice entertainment for the opening. So if anyone wants to perform, sing, dance, play an instrument, you're more than welcome to do so.
The three friends were moderately interested in the rodent exhibition until they realized that anyone who wanted to participate got to rehearse during lesson time.
Then we'll be able to skip 2 math lessons tomorrow.
And 1 religion lesson the day after tomorrow, plus PE.
Linda, Mimi, and Tess instantly started to practice some suitable song numbers.
3 blind mice, see how they run, see how they run.
But what kind of performance are we going to do?
The pop band, of course.
But we don't have any instruments.
Hi, hooligans. Who's up for going down to the dump to look for old cans? We can use them to make body armor and helmets so we can play Knights of the Round Table.
The three friends explained to Jerry that they had more important things to do, like finding instruments for their forthcoming gig at the rodent exhibition.
Instruments? We have plenty of them at home.
What's this? Can you play on these?
Sure. It's dead easy.
But does your dad let you play them?
He'll just be proud that we're playing them instead of squeaky electrical guitars.
The three friends band, and for the moment, featuring Jerry, went home to Frank's to rehearse and fix their stage costumes. A few days later, Jerry's parents were getting ready to see their son perform at the National Rodent Exhibition.
But what's this? My African instruments! My most precious belongings gone! Jerry! Jerry!
Calm down. They must be here somewhere. Perhaps you moved them when you polished the cups.
The journalist from Heroes Weekly is coming tomorrow. This is a disaster! A complete disaster!
We'd better hurry up now if we're going to catch Jerry. We can look for the instruments when we get back home.
They all ran after the farmer's wife. She cut off their tails with a carving knife. Did you ever see such a sight in your life as 3 blind mice?
The opening was already underway when Jerry's parents arrived.
Raymond! Raymond! You have to introduce the next number now.
Of course. I'm on my way.
Strange. Didn't we say Wednesday? Isn't anyone at home here? I was supposed to do an interview today.
No one is at home. Everyone's away looking at those rats. Can't really see the fun in that.
Rats.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor for me to introduce the Big Teeth, featuring Jerry.
Come on, we're on.
But what the heck?
The three friends and Jerry's number was really different. Raymond, beside himself with desperation, saw his favorite rodent fly through the hall like a buck-toothed cannonball. Another member of the audience was also upset, but for a completely different reason.
How the heck did my instruments end up here? Jerry! Jerry! Do you hear me? Just you wait until I get hold of you! Ouch! Ouch!
Desperate to free himself from the tenacious animal, the PE teacher started jumping around more and more frantically. The atmosphere in the school assembly hall became increasingly agitated. It would have been easy to mistake the tumult in the assembly hall for a particularly successful rock concert.
Ah, there he
is. Just wait till I get you home. I'll give you such a thrashing, you won't know which way is up or down. You won't be able to sit for a week out.
Perfect.
And so, Jerry's dad was honoured in Heroes Weekly under the caption, Father and Son in Celebrated Song and Dance Number. He was very pleased with the article.